Hi, everybody. Very good morning to you. Happy Thursday. The weekend is almost here. We're, T-minus 48 hours roughly to the Liz Hurley ribbon run, which everyone's excited about here at 48. Yay. Can't wait for it to happen for a great cause. What Liz does is amazing. And the weather for Saturday during the morning in the run will be just fine. The problem comes Saturday night into Sunday when we track our next round of showers and thunderstorms. And the potential is there for certainly some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. I'll talk about the weekend coming right up. But first, what we got going on is just another beautiful day across the Tennessee Valley. The Parkway in Huntsville right now, oodles of sunshine, sitting about 70 degrees. We'll top out in the 80s today. And besides a little cloud cover on Friday and a little bit of a breeze on Saturday, weather's pretty quiet until Saturday night. And once that rain and thunderstorm activity moves in, it'll be part of a pretty impressive cold front that will swing through the area. And what we'll do, it'll bring some beneficial rain. It'll bring the chance for some strong winds and some heavy rain. And then it will bring some cooler temperatures in here as well, like really chilly. Like by Sunday night, a few locations could dip back to around 40 degrees. So those of you who have wanted that really cool fall air, it's coming. There's a big change this weekend. All right, Parkway, Huntsville. Looking good, plenty of sunshine. Traffic was a beast this morning. Started off great, and then we got really dicey about the 8 o'clock hour. So happy to see cars moving. Parkway was backed up for a while. Temperature in the 70s for most locations. There's always that one exception, though, on our graphic, and that's Winchester at 69. But you too will be in the 70s shortly, and we're on our way to the low to mid 80s, which is about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Satellite and radar is real quiet, where you see no rain or snow. All that in the deep south and back towards Texas and even up into most of New England, Great Lakes, at least eastern Great Lakes, looks dry. Where you see that rain and even a little snow off to the west in some of the higher elevations of the Rockies, that's the low pressure and eventually the front that will eject east and move into our area Saturday night into Sunday. And again, sharp cold front in terms of rainfall and also the potential for some thunderstorms. Right now, it looks like the highest chance of more severe weather will be just to our west, but we got to watch it closely. We'll keep updates coming throughout the day today, Friday, and for Saturday, and we'll let you know. We'll keep you in the loop. Next 12 hours, lots of sunshine. Looks good. Hi, Sarah. I thought Sarah would be coming on today because she sent me a message. She says, I'm going to be on for Weather Extra. Kids are home. We're good. Long time no see is right. It's good to see you, Sarah. Hope all is well. If you're going to be out during the evening, last couple of nights, the temperatures, once the sun goes down, it cools off pretty quickly. I was actually grabbing a hoodie when I was out in the patio the last couple of nights. Tonight, that drop will be very subtle. It won't be quite as impressive. Temperatures warm during the day and not quite as cool at night. And your low tonight in the mid to upper 50s. We've been back to around 50 each morning. So starting to see even the overnight lows come up a little bit. The days have been warm all week long, but it's the nights that have been really refreshing and cool. That will not be the case when you wake up tomorrow. For the day on Friday, we'll have a little bit more in the way of some cloud cover coming in. No rain Friday, temperatures mid 80s. Most of Saturday, including not only the morning for the ribbon run, but also all the way through the afternoon, looks pretty dry. It doesn't look like this front gets here until almost midnight. So it's really mainly just like a Sunday rainfall. But a few showers and storms may clip the area just before midnight. That's why we've added the 20% for Saturday. And then that big drop in temperature on Sunday. Thunderstorms on Sunday, if you're timing it out, would probably be more in the morning. And then by the afternoon, start to clear out. In fact, by late Sunday, if the frontal boundary times the way it looks now, we'll probably pop a little sunshine Sunday afternoon, but the winds will be breezy Saturday out of the southwest. They'll be breezy Sunday out of the northwest when the front comes through. So therefore, even if we pop a little sunshine on Sunday and that 69 is like a 72 or 73, it's still going to feel a lot cooler to you. And it will certainly feel dry. The dew points or whatever humidity that builds preceding the front will be washed away with the rainfall as it moves on out. So very cool stuff. High school football action looks pretty good for the games, and temperatures in the 60s and falling back into the 50s. And overall, a dry high school football night. The ribbon run, we've talked about the forecast at length. For some of the runners, maybe a little bit of a wind kicks up for you as we go into the late part of the run towards like mid-morning hours. but I'm not a runner, so I don't know what ideal conditions are. Some people who run tell me that they love it when it's cloudy and rainy and cool. Some like it when it's warmer. I don't know what the ideal conditions are, but I can tell you this: it will be dry, and I think overall nice for just about everybody who wants to be part of that run, and all the spectators too that will be out there. You know, we always focus on the conditions for the runners, but it's everybody cheering them on the side that's not running. And if it's a little bit cool, they tend to be a little cool. You're not sweating, but that won't be the case on Saturday. It'll be too warm. That's before the front gets here, of course. And then after the front goes by, it's a lot cooler. Well, I appreciate your comments. Sarah, you can comment on my page. You can comment on the Facebook page here on 48, whichever way. I usually respond quicker on my own page, but I appreciate that. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Hope. Good to see everybody on. And I'm doing really good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Things are good. I'm enjoying the great weather. I always think October is like the best weather in the Tennessee Valley. Sometimes maybe a little too dry. We could use some rainfall, right? But you popping sunshine and going like 80s every day, I'm good with it. Even if you want to go 70s, Mother Nature, I'm okay with that too. A lot of sunny days. Every October I've lived here, it's been 3 now, and I could even throw in a 4th when I came down here before I started the job. I had to buy a house, and I was here for 2 days, and it was the most splendid 2 days you could ask for back in 2022. So it happens, and I love October. Starting to see a lot of fall Halloween decorations in all the neighborhoods now and stuff, and you know, Halloween right around the corner. What are we, 2 weeks away? What is it today? Today's 16th? Yeah, 2 weeks away. It's crazy. Sarah says, yes, running when the weather is cooler is best. And Sarah would know because Sarah's a runner. She just ran a 5K 2 weeks ago. So some people like it a little cooler. I have a friend of mine, we used to call him Major Tom up in Rhode Island. He was a good guy. He was a marathon guy. He would run marathons. Like he was the real deal. And he used to like it when it was warmer. He said that he liked it when the temperatures were like 85 or 84 or 86. He said sometimes over 90 and humid would be a bit too much. But yeah, I don't know what the proper protocol is. The only weather that I won't want to experience is when I'm playing pickleball outside. I don't want the wind. That's the only thing I deal with. That's the only exercise I do. Definitely not running 5Ks. I'm definitely not running marathons. But I think it's great. The turnout every year for the Liz Hurley Ribbon Run is amazing, and the efforts that go in behind it, behind the scenes, is amazing. Liz's passion for it shines through with every time she's there for the event, and I think what she has started with this whole ribbon run is just amazing. I mean, this is one person that has, like, it's a crusade for her, what she's done, and she's raised a lot of money year in and year out, and kudos to her and everybody involved in this too. We'll have some special coverage Saturday morning. I think it's Matthew who's going to be live during the run itself. I'm sure Liz will be around. Claudia and I will be in studio here, I do believe. Claudia might not be. It might be Aria in place for Claudia. But nonetheless, we'll have it covered for you. And looks good forecast-wise. Sometimes, like if there's a ribbon run and there's like rain in the forecast, you know, you're a little stressed out, weather guy kind of thing going on. But I think we're good to go. We should be all right. Sarah says, I can't run marathons. Marathons are the real deal. Like, I can't even run 1K, let alone a 5K, let alone a marathon, right? It's crazy stuff. But running, like a lot, like people who like to run, they get in that, like, I guess it's like that zone when you're running where just everything kind of just melts away and you can relax, right? I don't know. I'm not a runner myself. But just like any kind of activity that you do that you find fun, it's like your outlet, right? Running is that for a lot of people, I'm sure. Roberta Smart, thank you for being on, and you're welcome. Thank you for watching and following. The only way the information is important to you is that you're watching, and we thank you for that. It's good stuff. I was over at the Walmart at Sparkman the other day. It was really funny. I was shopping around. I had to buy a little paint. I had to paint something at my house. This gentleman looks over at me and goes, so are we getting sunshine again today? And it was just really funny the way he said it. It was really kind of coy. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I started talking away with him, and he's like, I watch on 48 all the time. So it's always nice to go out there and see some of the great viewers that watch 48. And like I told him when I was talking to him, I was like, this is really easy forecast. I said, just watch out for the weekend, though. And he says, yeah, I heard, Saturday night, Sunday. I said, yep, you've been paying attention. I appreciate that. And at this point, a lot of people writing this morning on our Facebook pages asking if there's going to be tornado threat. I say this. I say it's going to be rain and wind for the most part. Could there be a spin-up tornado? We'll keep an eye on it. I think as we get closer, like tonight and tomorrow, when we start seeing more of the high-res models come in, we'll get a better idea of where the area of strongest storms will be. And again, it still looks like it's to our west. And what I mean by west is like Mississippi, maybe western Tennessee, Arkansas. But that's pretty close to home, so we got to keep an eye on it, and that's what we'll do. Daniel wanted me to tell you that he also ran the 5K. What? Daniel ran the 5K too? Are you kidding me? Good for him. Budding meteorologist at a young age and can run 5Ks. And I'm sure he was a little sore too. I mean, that's a lot of running right there. Good for him. That's awesome. That's good stuff right there. Sarah says, when are tornadoes most likely to occur during the winter months? That's a great question, Sarah. We always talk about the severe season here, like in March, pretty much March, April, May. And it can get, obviously, that's the time when we think about severe weather. But there's always like that quote-unquote second season that we can get when we get a sharp cold front in here in December, January, possibly February, where it can really enhance the severe weather threat. And I think it was the first year I was here, I think it was January 2023, we covered tornadoes. Eric and I were on air. We had a tornado touchdown in Lawrence County. And then Brad went to go cover that and be where the damage was. Eric went home, but we had another storm fire up in the afternoon. And there was enough juice that it spun up a tornado in Pisgah. And I called it Pigsa on air because I was brand new and didn't know. Now I know. Pisgah. Got it. Covered. Been there. Like it out there. Go there all the time. But I think like a lot of times, the one thing about the Deep South and where we live here, you really truly can have tornadoes any month of the season. But I would probably venture to say that your concentration would be like late December into mid-January in the winter months. But Mother Nature doesn't play by rules, and the setups can be different each and every day. But generally speaking, it's usually the beginning of winter as opposed to late winter. And then when you turn the corner and you start getting to those springtime feel, like when you get towards like March, that's when you can fire up another round of like potential severe weather then too. So it's all good. Sarah, yeah, I almost have to come out to watch, but I think you are usually working Saturday mornings. I am working Saturday morning. I'm off this Sunday though. I took a weekend day off. I don't know what that's like, but I'm going to see the Titans play. My first NFL game I've ever been to. I've always wanted to see the Titans play in person. I've been a fan since the 70s when they were the Oilers. And I know that the team is in turmoil right now. Fired their coach this week. They're 1-5. But I just want to be amongst the people of Titan land. I can't wait to go. And can't wait to see Mike Vrabel back at the helm for the Patriots. We'll be in town. And if any NFL team is going to score 100 points and just rub it in as much as they can, that's going to happen on Sunday. I mean, you could be looking at a team like the Patriots are going to come out firing. Mike Vrabel, they're going to play hard for him, and they're going to try to run it up on the Titans. It's going to be ugly, but I still get to go to the game, and I don't care what the final score is. I get to be part of it, and I can't wait to see it. So, and I wanted to catch a Titans game before they move stadiums too, so I'm excited about it. Can't wait to go. Sarah says, okay, thank you. Sarah says, how exciting. I am going to enjoy. I can't wait to go, Sarah. Like, I've literally, when this all came into fruition, that we were going to go. I'm going with my good buddy Steven and his son, and we're going up to see the game. He had asked me back in August, you've got to go to a Titans game. I said, I know. When do you think would be good? He goes, how about when the Patriots and Mike Vrabel come to town? And we both joked. We said, yeah, Callahan might not be the coach at that point. We might be 0-6. Well, we're 1-5, and Callahan's not the coach. It was probably my best prediction ever. And it wasn't a weather prediction. It was a sports prediction. So, but we're still going to go to the game, have a great time. Can't wait to be there, and can't wait to be part of the festivities. And hopefully we're still in the game at halftime, at least keep my attention through halftime, which would be great. But I'll be watching closely. Sarah says, we met two of the Patriots players several years ago. Oh, cool. Which two do you remember? I got to meet Mike Vrabel actually in person and shake his hand and talk to him one time. He would never remember me, but yep, I met him up in New England when the Titans were in town for a playoff game. And they were staying at one of the hotels right by the station that I worked at, and our sports team was there covering it, and he was there. It was pretty cool. Yeah. He's a big guy. Real big guy. Hi, I'm Mike. And yeah, it's all good. Hey, D, what are you doing? What are you doing sneaking in at work? Don't get in trouble, my friend. You all good? D, I feel like I haven't talked to you enough lately. I feel bad. I feel like and every time you try to hit me up to go to lunch or play disc golf or whatever it is, I feel like I literally is that one day I can't do something. But we'll work on a day, my friend. We'll work on a day. I got some stuff going on now, but we'll work on a day. But good to see you. Don't get in trouble, though. But I appreciate you sneaking in at work, though. It's nice to have some people on for Weather Extra. A lot of times, too, in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday, I'll just babble as long as everybody's in here. But I do have the TVL show coming up at 11 o'clock, and I am in the TVL show towards the end, so I can stretch it out just a little bit. But I'll be on for noon, too. So Peyton will be on at 11 with TVL. We'll have everything for you. I see somebody in the kitchen now. And sometimes when somebody's in the kitchen, the food smells amazing, by the way. And then Gina will be on at noon, of course, and we'll have the latest on the news and the weather for you there, too. Anybody going to Talladega, if you haven't gone yet, maybe a lot of people who go to Talladega leave already on Wednesday, and then they camp all weekend long and just make it a whole weekend blast of fun times. Our weather here, we've talked about it already, but if you're going to Talladega, just a little subtle difference is that the thunderstorms here will likely on Sunday come to an end by noon. But if you're going to Talladega, it could last a little bit longer into the afternoon, and that may delay the start time of the race just a little bit. It's still 3 days out, but something that if you're going to Talladega or if you're already there and you're watching this, it might slow things down just a bit. Some of the races on Saturday night, I think will be okay. I don't think they race past midnight, so that would be okay. But if they do, if there are races scheduled for after midnight on Saturday, seems awfully late to be racing, but there would be a problem there because that's when the rain comes in. So, Hi, Zelma. Good morning, Jeff. Thank you for the information. You have a blessed day too, Zelma. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. I appreciate it. I like all the little hearts there too. Yeah, a whole bunch of little icons. I'm all about the icons. I think that's great. Little emojis everywhere. I think it's fantastic. But thank you, Zelma. I appreciate that. Good to see you on. Yep, you message me, Sarah. It'll come to you. If you're like me, it's like the light bulb hits you like an hour later and you remember, right? Off season, less weather. True that. It's been really quiet, D. Like our weather, and we've had a couple rainstorms and a couple days of thunderstorms, but really since September 1st, it's been like a lot of sunny days. But that's what this time of year brings the Tennessee Valley. You get some really nice weather, barring any tropical systems or anything like that, of course. Do you get to eat whatever they make in the kitchen? Sometimes I'm privy to a little food. Depends on what's left over. Depends how fast the vultures get to it. But yeah, sometimes. Depends on what they make. If there's a lot of it. We've had like restaurants come in and they've already like pre-opped some food, like already cooked it before they get here. And then they like leave some for us and they cook something on air. So you get like the best of both worlds, and that's kind of nice. And then you get a little food that way too. Depends. But yeah, it's a nice perk. Skylar says, Jeff, do you think anything severe on Saturday? I think right now it's a heavy rain and gusty wind event. That's something that we got to watch. I think anytime you don't say tornadoes and you just say wind, everyone's like, oh, it's not going to be much. But if the winds are strong and they're 60, 70 miles an hour, that can still cause damage. Doesn't have to be a tornado. But I think the overall threat would be a wind and rain maker, and just how strong the storms will be is still a question mark right now. You know, we always say, is there severe weather? I'll tell you this, if there's no severe thunderstorm warnings issued, but we have wind gusts up to 40, 50 miles an hour, and it knocks a tree down in your backyard and it hits your shed and causes damage, that's severe for you, right? But it wasn't a severe storm, so there wouldn't be a warning on it. I know it's kind of weird, but you know, it just comes down to how you define severe. But I do think some gusty winds or damaging winds could be more of the issue as we go into Saturday night into Sunday. That's pretty much what Eric was saying on air this morning, too. I'm not saying anything that he didn't say. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to hop off now. Sarah, you have a good day. Sarah, I was thinking about you, like, I think it was on Monday. I was like, You know, I haven't heard from Sarah in a while. I hope everything's good. I was going to reach out to you this week at some point, but because I have the weather extras, I worked nights for a while and then I wasn't on. But it's great to see you on and great to hear from you too. And I hope all is well. Give big hellos to the big family, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you for stopping by, though. I appreciate it. All right. On that note, 10:51. I definitely gotta skedaddle. I gotta go do this TVL stuff and get myself ready to go for that 11 o'clock. So everybody, have a fantastic day. Enjoy the really beautiful weather. A little warm for some of you. I get it, mid 80s, but it's still really nice. We'll watch out for Saturday night, Sunday. As I mentioned before, we'll keep updates coming. Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis is in tonight, and he'll have the very latest updates for you. Debating on whether or not we need to issue a first alert weather day or not, and I'm sure he'll cover that tonight. Eric Burke will be here tomorrow morning. I'll cover the mid, or Jado and I will cover the mid. I'm not sure who's definitely doing that. And then Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis is back again Friday night. So we got you covered. We'll set you up. We'll let you know the timeline. If it changes, the front comes in a little faster or a little slower, that will play out the timing of the weekend a bit and maybe have to add a little rain sooner or maybe subtract a little rain sooner and then push it later. But right now the timeline looks like after 11 p.m. Saturday through about 11 a.m. Sunday, and that would be the target time for some heavy rain and thunderstorms impacting your weekend plans. Everybody have a fantastic day. We'll talk again soon.